Okay, good morning to all. Okay, to, today we're going to know about the what is the data warehousing and data mining. Data warehousing, that means here I'm going to tell some concept in this playlist. I'm going to tell some concept regarding the what is the data warehousing, and then what is the data mining, and then what is a pre-processing. Not only pre-processing here, some of the concept regarding the supervised learning and then unsupervised learning, that kind of information I am going to tell you here. What is the data warehousing? Here in this case, the agenda here is a I am going to tell you something about the what is the data warehousing, and then what is the difference between a data warehousing and database management system, and then some of the difference OLAP and OLTP, and then that means what is the difference between a transactional databases and then multi-dimensional databases. Here I'm going to finally I can explain about the data warehousing architecture. Okay, for this agenda I'm telling you something. Okay, 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 data warehousing. Here, the what is the data warehousing? The data warehousing, in the sense, according to uh, a person, he is a scientist. Here, Bill W.H. Among, here data warehousing is a subject-oriented, integrated, time-variant, non-volatile collection of data in support of management decision-making process. Here, the data warehousing in this case here is a subject-oriented. What is a subject-oriented? That means it depends upon, that means the employee is one kind of subject here. In the particular data, that means the employee is a subject. If you want to know about the data warehousing, first you have to know about the what is the data. That means what is the information, and then what is the knowledge. Here the data here is a facts about people. Here facts about that means any things, facts about the things, that's called here data. That means it is not processed format. Here the data, for example, business data. The business data consists of the customer related information, employee related information, and so on. Here coming to the non-processed, here non-processor, that means that is called here data. Here what is an information? Here the information here is a processed data which is in the form of some, for example, it is a table format. That means without, before table format, the data, for example, before timetable, just like a timetable format, it is in a timetable format, some format, that is called here information. Here coming to the data warehousing. The data warehousing consists of large amount of data, which stores the large amount of data. Here database, that means I can explain some all information about the differences between a database management system and data warehousing later. That means here the data warehousing is a subject oriented. Here subject oriented, that means each and in the organization, the each and the data divided into some subjects. Here for example, employee related data. Why because the data warehouse data is a multi-dimensional data. Here integrated data, that means in the data warehouse, that means the data warehousing stores the large amount of data. That means from where it will comes from different sources of data. For example, that means how can you integrate that data? Here is a, for example, fact files. Here it is coming from fact files, it is coming from database data, it is coming from data warehousing data, that is called here integrated. The time variant, non-volatile data, non-volatile collection of data, the non-volatile collection of data, that's called here data warehousing. Yeah, according to that person. Here coming to the other person, here data warehouse is a copy of transactional data specifically structured for a query and analysis. Here the copy of transactional data here, for example, if you go to the supermarket here, that means every person buying some items. Here the particular person buying some item, that data he call it as, that means the particular person buying some items in the sense he will buy potatoes, he will buy onions. That data is stored as a transactional data here. That means the transactional data consists of transaction ID and then the items. That is a transactional data. Here the data warehousing is a copy of transaction data structured for query and analysis. That means performing some analysis. That is a data, that means analysis, query and analysis in the sense it, that means data warehousing stores the stores some other important thing here is a, here data warehousing is a some other, the father of data warehousing, and the term data warehousing was coined by Hammam and then some persons. Other, the data warehousing is a process of, here the process of constructing and using the data warehouses. Here what is a data warehousing? In the sense data warehousing stores the large amount of data. Yeah, that is a some definition. Stores the large amount of data. That is a data warehousing. The data warehousing, the process of warehousing here, process of constructing using data warehouses. That means the, that is a data warehousing. Here for example the process here, how the data warehousing, the hierarchy, the hierarchy of data warehousing and data mining techniques here. Here data, the data here indicates, already explained about the data. The data here is a, the facts or images or material, any information, not processed data. Here coming to the information, the processed data. That means the data which is in a table format. Here database management system here. Here the database management system explains about the collection of related information or OLTP, online transactional processing. Here the OLTP. Here collection of related information, or that is called here database management system. Here it's just like a software. Database management system is a software which is used to retrieving some data. It is, it's just like a software here, retrieving some data from the data warehousing, the data warehousing or something here. Data, that is a database management system here. Coming to the data mart, here that subset of data warehousing here. The subset of data warehousing here, just like a Birua is a data warehousing. The box here you consider here as a data mart. Here data warehousing, collection of data marts here. Here that is called here online analytical processing. Here the coming to the data mining here, extracting interesting pattern from the data warehousing or from the large amount of data. That is called here data mining here. Here and then comes under the big data analytics here. Here the big data analytics, that means processing analytics in the sense how can you process the data. Here done that, that means deals with the three V's, volume, velocity, veracity. That is a big data like a Facebook here. Coming to the Internet of Things here. Internet of Things here. The Internet of Things consists of the devices, collection of devices linked to some communication. Yet those devices through some internet, and then with each and every device having some identified number. That number that is called here. That means we will discuss later about the Internet of Things here. That is a Internet of Things. This is a hierarchy of data warehousing process. Yeah. Come to the next important thing here is another definitions are there. Here the data warehousing. Here the special type of data. It's a special type of database that act as a central repository for company. Here the central repository, the data warehousing central repository of company. That means central repository in the sense they which stores the metadata only. The data about data, metadata in the sense data about data. The it stores the central repository. Central repository in the sense Metadata, it stores the metadata. That means it stores the definition, some definitions about the employee, or some definition about the certain data. That is a repository here. That is in this case the data warehousing. Also some of the definition, a special type of databases that act as a central repository. That is a data warehousing data. Coming to the data warehousing is a relational or multi-dimensional data. Here that is designed for query and analysis. Here you will consider the relational data. The relational data stored as a table format. Here multi-dimensional data here. Here, for example, each and everything the dimension here, how can you represent the dimension here? The dimension in this case here, multiple entities. The entity you call it as a dimension, or the view or perspective of a data. The perspective here indicates the dimension here. Here the relational databases are multi-dimensional databases designed for query and analysis. That is called here data warehousing. Here that is another one. That means these are all the most thing here is a based on the certain information. What is the data warehouse in the sense which is used to store large amount of data. The data should be in a relational data, it may be in multi-dimensional data. That is a information about the data warehousing. That means here it's having some performing some reporting, and then the data mining purposes. The data warehousing enables the knowledge worker to make a faster and better decision. Here, not only data warehouse storage gives some better decisions. Here, the data based on the certain information, based on this information, I'm telling you something about the data warehousing is a relational database that is designed for query and analysis. Here, one important thing here in this case here is a here it stores the historical data. Here it stores the historical data derived from a transactional data, but it can include the data from other sources. Here that is a something here, some information about the data warehousing. Here I already explained about the data warehousing. The data warehousing is a subject oriented. According to scientists, subject oriented, integrated, non-volatile, time variant data here. Here, the subject oriented finance, that means each and everything, finance subject, marketing subject, inventory subject. Here, integrated, for example, SAP, blog, legacy. Here, non-volatile. Volatile, that means in the computer, you know very well about the volatile memory, non-volatile memory. Non-volatile here, that means identical reports produce same data for the different period. Here time variant here. Here it's a daily takes a daily data, monthly data, quarterly basis data. That is some information. Yes, data. That means one another important definition about the data. That means I explained some definition. Different persons define the data warehousing different ways. The collection of data mart here. Here that this information is represented as a collection of data mart. Here another important one here is a data warehousing. Here the data warehousing collection of data mart here. The data mart in the sense it's a yes it stores a some limited dimensions. It stores a limited dimension data. Here data warehousing and entire enterprise data. The data warehousing is a collection of decision support technologies aimed to enable the knowledge worker to make a better decision. Here, that is the collection of decision support technologies. Decision support technologies is the aim. Here, what is the aim of this data warehousing here? Enabling the knowledge worker to make a better decision. Here, that is a important thing. And then requirements of data warehousing system. Here, some of the requirements are there: efficient queue computation, and then better access methods, and then efficient query processing. Here the evaluation of data warehousing, that means if it comes to the evaluations are there, the human evaluations are there. some hold them from monkey to human comes like that. How can you get the data warehousing evolution here? Here, the first here is a data in files. The file, how can you represent here? Before 1970s, how can you get the data? That means you will store the data in the format of files before 1970. Here, the data in a file format. File in the sense the collection of records here. Here, the record. How can you represent the record here? In the database management system concept here, the record here is a row. The row itself we call it as a record here. The collection of records we call it as a file. That means how can you store in before 1970? You will store the data in the format of files here. Here, that means in 1917s, here tape mainframes are there. I came here, and then coming to the 1980s. From the 1980s here, you will store the data in the format distributed database management systems. Here 1990s. Here the data warehousing with the server comes. Here that means we will store the data in the format of um, data warehousing with the server. That is a data evolution. Here the characteristics of data warehousing. You already explained about the characteristics of data warehousing. The data data warehousing is subject oriented, um, integrated, non-volatile data here. Here, the subject oriented here. Here, what is the subject oriented data here? The data gives information about the particular subject instead of about the company ongoing operation. The data warehousing can be used to analyze a particular subject area. For example, employee related subject area, the customer related subject area. Here, the product related subject area. These are all called as a subject. The time, the item, and so on. Different. For example, sales. Sales is a one subject here. That can be the particular subject here. The customer, the product, sales, weather data, stock market. Here this is a some information integrated here. Here what is an integrated? Here the data is gathered into the data warehousing from variety of sources. Here you will take the data from the different sources and merge it into one place. That is called here integration process. Here you are collecting the data from the various sources. Here integrated in a one particular place. That is called here integrated data. That means here data you are collecting from the different sources, maybe relational databases. The sources may be, that means you are collecting the data from the relational databases, flat files, online transaction records. Yes, these are all some of the information regarding the integrated data. Here, for example, process oriented, subject oriented. Here, what is the difference between the transactional storage consists of in this way? That means entry. That means sales representative. That means in this way you will store the data in the format. Here comes to the um, data warehousing data. Here data warehousing data is in the format like this. Here the encoding information, the balancing related information. That means in this way you will integrate the data one certain place here. Here that means this process is an integration process. Here coming to the time variant data. That means already you know the concept here. Data warehousing stores the historical data. Historical, that means previous 1 year's data or previous 10 years data, previous 100 years data. That means the time variant data, all data in the data warehouse is identified with a time period here. That means whatever may be the data representation is in a time period. The historical data kept in the data warehousing. The all format of data, historical data, for example, the operational database, the current value of data, the data warehousing data. Here, the provides the information from historical perspective. For example, 5 to 10 years of data, which stores the 5 to 10 years of data. Here, coming to the non-volatile data. Here, data is stable in the data warehousing. Here, more data is added, but data never removed. here. Once data, then one thing I am telling you here, if you store the data in data warehousing, you cannot change the values here. You cannot change that value. That is I am telling you. That means once data is in data warehousing, it will not change. That is a non-volatile data. You cannot change the data. That is a non-volatile data. That means initial loading of data, processing of data, no update on data, update of data allowed. Only loading, accessing of data operations only. That is a some information, more information about the data warehousing. I explained about the number of definitions about the data warehousing. I explained about the characteristics here. Here, that means that the current data here, current data in the sense, for example, if you go to the supermarket, up to date data at the time, that means one transaction, the particular one transaction data, that is the current data here. Historical data in the sense, the historical data warehousing, the storage. How can you store the data? Here it stores the January, the transactional data you are storing as the January data, February data, March data. Then here, that is called here historical data. Here, volatile data. That means the volatile data, you can change the data in the data. For example, if it comes to the database management system or transaction storage, you can change the values here. But non-volatile data, you cannot change the value here. Here comes the data warehousing storage. Here in the data warehousing storage, here mass load or accessing of data, it stores the huge amount of data. Here loading and then accessing only. Loading and then accessing is retrieving the data. You can retrieve the data, but you cannot change the content in a data warehousing. You cannot change. That is a non-volatile data. That is the main difference between the volatile and then non-volatile data. Here, need of data warehousing. What is the need here? Why are you using the data warehousing? The data warehousing is capable of storing and storing the fast information. Always it stores the which type of information here? Here, historical information. That is it is telling here. Provide that means you need here. That means it can store the, if you want to store the previous information. How can you store the previous information? By using data warehousing. The providers of for support for multi-dimensional queries, sophisticated multi-dimensional queries. Data warehouse uses a update-driven approach than the query-driven approach. Here, that means to understand current business trends and then forecasting decision, to generate a reporting and analysis. The very important one here. For generating the reporting here, reporting and analysis. Here you are using the data warehousing. Here knowledge discovery and decision support. Improve the performance of stock marketing data. For improving the performance here, that kind of information done by the data warehousing. Here, so next thing I am going to explaining something about the what is a data warehousing, what is a data mining, what is the difference between a data warehousing and data mining and then database management system. Here, the database management system, OLTP, online transactional processing, OLTP, OLAP, analytical processing, online analytical processing. Here coming to the data mining here, that means tasks are there. The data, what are the tasks done by the database management system here? Extraction of detailed, extraction of detailed and summary data here. Here, extraction here. That means the database management system, you will get a summary data or detailed data here. For example, select star from EMP. Here you will get the detailed data. That means if you want to take the summary data, here how can you get the summary data here? By using aggregate functions are there. Here, for example, select average of salary from EMP. You will get the average salary from the EMP. Select the average salary from EMP. That is a, you will get the summarized data as well as the detailed data. Here coming to the OLAP, here data warehousing data summarizes trends and forecast. Here, that is a OLTP. Coming to the data mining, what is the data mining here? The data mining here is a retrieving the data, retrieving the large amount of data, retrieving the interesting pattern here, retrieving the hidden pattern here. Here, that means required data it retrieves. Here, the knowledge discovery database management system retrieves the data, but here not a hidden pattern here. The knowledge discovery of hidden pattern and insights. Here, type of result here. What is the result here? That means data already explained about the difference between the database data and information. Here, the database management system always retrieve the information. It is a format here. That means retrieve the data in the form of table. Here coming to the data warehousing. Data warehousing analysis format of data. Analysis format of data here, it retrieves the data, 3 years data, 1 year data, 1 month data, 1 month sales related information, or 10 days data. Yeah, that is a insight that coming to the data mining here, insights and predictions. Yeah, you will performing the insight, the predictions. The predictions related info. What is the method here? Here, here what is the method in the database management system? Here is a ask the question and then verify with the data. Ask the question. How can you ask the question here? Selecting the employee number and name. Here, how can you select the employee? Select employee number, name from the employee table. Here, asking some question and then verify with the data. That means you will get the data. You are coming to the data warehousing data, the multi-dimensional data modeling, aggregation and statistics. Here coming to the data mining here, build the model, apply it to the new data and get the result here. Here some of the example questions. That means I am asking who purchased manual funds in the last 3 years. Here what is the average income of mutual funds biased by the region. That in this way you will retrieve, you have a, the most thing here is a, the database management system store the current data. That means the data warehousing OLAP stores the historical related information. Here benefits of data warehousing. What are the advantages here? The data warehouse delivers the enhanced business intelligence. Intelligent data, that means the artificial intelligent in business intelligence. Here from that means you are collecting the historical data. From the historical data you will from on historical data you will performing some intelligence. Here data warehouse saves the time. Here that is one thing here. That means the definition itself tells about the, it saves the time. The data warehouse enhance the data quality and consistency. Here data warehousing provides historical intelligence. Here data warehousing generates a high return of investment. High return of investment, that is a some of the advantages about the data warehousing. Here what are the tools here? Here informatica tool, informatica power center tool. Here that means I can explain later about the what is the informatica. Here how can you get the informatica tool? That kind of information I can explain later about the, that means I can show you the informatica. How can you process the informatica? That kind of information I can tell you later. Other other thing here is a, I can show you just now. That means later I can explain about the what is an informatica and then what is a Weka. Practically, I can show you the data warehousing related information. Here, the informatica. That means you will take the VMware, from the VMware, and that means you it takes some time. Practically, I can explain at the time of practical orientation. Finally, I can explain about the data. Okay, we will discuss later about the informatica. This is a virtual Windows Server 2003 standard edition. Here from here you will power on the virtual machine. You will discuss later what is informatica, and then how can you process the pre-processing data, and that is a informatica power center for storing the large amount of data. That is the Informatica Power Center. Here, that means other IBM WebSphere is one of the data warehousing tool here. And then SAP Business Objects Data Integrator. Microsoft SQL Server Integration Services. Here, these are all different tools storing the large amount of data. Oracle, the Oracle company. That means in this tutorial, in this playlist, I can explain finally about the Informatica, and then how can you process the data, how can you store the data, and then I can practically I can explain three or more related problems. Okay, and then SAS Data Integration Studio AB Initio. Here, these are all different tools of the data warehousing. Here, here data warehousing tools. Here, that means these are all data warehousing tools here. Here, data warehousing tools here is a ETL tools, OLAP server, and then OLAP tools are there. OLAP tools, for example, informatic ETL tools, extraction, loading, transaction. Here, these are all Informatica, the Oracle, warehouse builder, business object data integrator, OLAP server, uh, Oracle Express server, Oracle. That means different tools here. OLAP tools, Oracle Express suite. That means these are all different tools. Data warehouse, Oracle, Informix, Teradata DB2, data mining analysis tool, data mining and analytics, SAS Enterprise Miner. IBM. These are all different tools, data warehousing tools here. These are some of the application where you are real-time users. Application in a sense where you will discuss later about the application here, the financial data analysis. Here the financial data analysis, healthcare, insurance, industry, and so on. Different real-time users about the data warehousing. Here OLAP and then OLTP. OLTP, the OL database management system. OLTP, data warehousing and data mining. OLAP. So many differences are there. OLTP, online transaction processing, online analytical processing, online transactional processing here. Here it is a custom oriented data. Oh, that was the differences. These are all differences are there. Here OLTP consists of custom oriented data. OLTP having the users are class IT professionals. Here coming to the OLAP, users are knowledge workers here. Here what is a OLTP here? Here coming, this is a some OLTP. The OLTP, the users are clerks here, just like a clerks. For example, banking data. In the banking data, the clerks do something here. IT professional also OLTP, and then OLAP, knowledge workers here. Here, why? Because you will getting the different kinds of data. You will getting the historical data, and then performing some analysis. The functions here. What are the functions in a OLTP? The function is day-to-day operations. Here, the function here is a decision support. The decision support operations here. So here, day-to-day function. Here, the data in the OLAP, the database design is a application oriented. Here, the database design is subject oriented. Why? Because the data warehousing is a subject oriented, integrated, non-volatile, time variant data. That is a data design here is a subject oriented. Each and everything represented with the help of some subject. Here, data is a current, up to date, detailed, and then flat, flat, relational, and isolated data. Here, data is here. How can you represent the data? In this case, the data here is represented as a historical, summarized, multidimensional, integrated, and consolidated data. Here, the usage is a repetitive. Here, usage is ad hoc. Here, and then you're coming to the number of records is at 10. For example, in the OL, for example, number of records accessed here is a 10, 10, 15, or like that. Here number of records here, access here is a millions of record. Here millions of record here. The number of users are 1,000 users. That means you require 1,000 users here. Here the number of users are 100 users here. Here the database size. How can you represent? For example, in the database management system, Oracle, if you take the any database management database, the database size here is a 100 MB to 1 GB. Here database size is a 100 GB to terabytes of data. Here the size, database size, you are represented here bits of data, bytes of data, kilobytes of KB. You will represent kilobytes of data, MB data, and then GB data. After the terabytes of data, after the petabytes of data, PB data. That means low processing time. Here is a high processing time. Here metrics here. The metric is a transaction throughput. Here metric is a query throughput response. This is a some differences here. The major differences between a OLAP and OLTP here. Here the OLTP systems, database management system maintains a OLTP system. The data warehousing system maintains a OLAP systems here. Here coming to the multi-dimensional data model. Here that is represented as a data cube here. Here the other important one here is a multi-dimensional data model here. What is a multi-dimensional data model? The data multi-dimensional data model, you are represented as a data cube here. The multi-dimensional data model here, how can you represent that kind of information? The dimensional model was developed for implementing the data warehousing and data model, data mart. The dimension in the sense, here it's a perspective. The perspective way, the perspective or an entity, other you can call it as a dimension here. Here the dimensional model was developed for implementing the data warehousing and data mart here. Here the multi-dimensional data model. Here that means the multi-dimensional data model provide both a mechanism to store data and way for business analysis. Way for business analysis, store data and then way for business analysis. Here performing some for example stock market business analysis. Here best example, yeah, if you want to perform analysis, you will take the stock market here. Here multi-dimensional data model. Data model provides a both mechanism to store data and way for business analysis. Here the data warehouses and OLTP tools are based on a multi-dimensional model. Here I am telling you something here. Multi-dimensional model here, you will store the data in the form of multi-dimension data warehousing. The warehousing data always in the form of multi-dimensional data, historical data, time variant data. That is a data warehousing data. And then the multi-dimensional data model is used for designing corporate data warehousing and departmental data mart. Data mart in the sense it's a limited dimensions are there. The multi-dimensional, finally the multi-dimensional data model is represented with the help of data cube. Here the representation here is there. Here what is the representation here? You will represent the uh, data in the form of data cube. That is a multi-dimensional data. That is a multi-dimensional data. Then coming to the next part here is a the core of a multi-dimensional data is a data cube. Here what is the thing here? The form of data cube. Data cube in the sense it's having multi-dimensional. For example, cube data cube, everyone know about the cube. How can you represent the cube? Here you will represent the cube. That means I can write something about the, that means I can cube format. Here it's having the multi-dimensional cube. You know cube, it's having multiple dimension. I can show you the cube format. I think it is available or not. I don't know. Yeah, it is available. This is a format of cube here. Here, this cube here consists of how many types of data here? Month related data, product related data, region related data. Here, multi-dimensional data. This is a three-dimensional data here. It consists of three dimensions are there. Here, that is a cube format of data. That is a multi-dimensional data. Here, the multi-dimensional data cube. Here, the core of multi-dimensional model is the data cube, which consists of large set of facts. That is called it as a measures under number of dimensions here. Here, yeah, I already explained about the dimension. It's a fact here. Here, the component here, the component of multi-dimensional data model. Here, what are the component here? The component of multi-dimensional data model are two primary components of dimensional model are dimensions and fact. Here dimensions are there. Dimension that's called here dimension table. Facts a fact table. Here data cube consists of dimensions and measures uh, and multi-dimensional view of data is function of OLAP. The data cube consists of lattice. Here, how can you represent the lattice here? You are storing the three-dimensional data in a multi-dimensional. More than one three-dimension, four-dimensional data. That means four-dimensional data in the sense you will take the multiple data cubes. Here, instead of multiple data cubes here lattice of cuboid four-dimensional data. If you want to represent the five-dimensional data, six-dimensional data, that is a lattice. Lattice here. That means I can explain later about the lattice. Each corresponding to different degree of summarization of given multi-dimensional data. Here, dimension table here. What is a dimension table here? Here, the dimension table it consists of tuple of attributes of dimension. It is a simple primary key. Dimensions are texture attributes. That means the dimension here you present as a yeah, entities. For example, already in the data cube, you have the three dimension. Yeah, item is one dimension, employee is one dimension, and then time is one dimension, like that. The fact table here, central theme represented in the data warehousing, the central theme, for example, sales related data that is represented with the help of central theme. The fact table consists of key to each related dimension table. Here, the facts here is a numerical. Sometimes the facts are measures. Facts are numeric volume to analyze the business. Here, what is I am explaining again. Fact table here. It consists of central thing. The fact table contains a key to each related dimension table. Here, it is a consist of key value. Here, that means to facts are going to represent the fact related information, and then semi-edited facts are there, non-facts here. Here the types of that means you will represent in a two-dimensional format of data, slowly changing the dimension here. Here, for example, ID, year, name, city. Here it is a form of two-dimensional data here. Here you one thing here, types of dimensions here, two-dimensional data. Here ID, year, name, city. Here whatever may be here, you will store in the form of dimensions, two dimension. Here come from dimension, these generate dimensions are there. Here conform dimensions here is a time location for the sales, and then degenerate dimension here is a from the location to city location, the location to sit here data warehousing based on that means here in this case here data warehousing based on multi-dimensional data model which use the data in the form of data cube. The multi-dimensional models are two types of views are there, logical view and then physical view. Here what is the logical view here? The logical view is to understand for the user. That means for example formulate queries or to understand the result presentation. Physical view, the physical view storage in the computer memory access the methods, and then this is a sparse or dense matrix here. Physical view, physical view we are creating some indexes in this case. Here I am already explained about the dimension table. Here it's consists of multi-dimensional data. Multi-dimensional data consists of multi-dimensional dimension table as well as the fact tables are there. Here, what are the information stored in a dimension table? The dimensions are entities, attributes. The dimensional modeling elements are here. These are all some dimensional modeling elements here. Here, facts are measures here, which stores the average data. Here, for example, sales volume as a function of product month, and regions are represented through data cube here. Here, the sales value, the sales of data. Here in the sales of data here, the time period here is a month. Here, you are representing the time period. In this case, here is a month. Product. What is the product here? What is the region? Region in the sense locations. Here, the region hierarchical summarization path here. The what is the hierarchical year quarters? The year is a quarters, and then month, week, daily. The region here is a country, city, office, some of the street, city, like that. You are representing here industry, category, product. Here that is a hierarchy of a product, location, and time. The again the multi-dimensional data model is to view it as a cube. Cube. Already I explained some information about the cube related concept here. Here that is a multi-dimensional data. Here the data you are represent. And this is a format of data, and then it consists of tables to data cube, a star, snowflake, and some. Uh, that means later I explains about the tables, different tables. How can you represent the table, and then the table you will represent the multi-dimensional table. What are the way? How can you represent the data cube? The table data is there. Here, multiple table data. You will represent it as a single data cube. Here, multiple cubes of data. You will represent it as a uh, one thing. That is a data. Okay, welcome back. Okay, that table data, table to data cube, star and snowflake and fact consultations, schemas. Here schemas with a DMQL, and then measures, concept hierarchy, and then OLAP operation, and some kind of query models. Here star net query models are there. Here I'm telling you something about the table to data cube here. Here you have a some tables are there. Here how can you represent that information as a data cube here? For example, you will represent that information. Here you have a dimension table. The data cube consists of what are the data cube, such as items, and then time. Facts are there. The facts are matter. The wisdom. I am telling you one thing about the fact in the sense is central theme. The central theme here is a, for example, in this case, sales data, the sales related information, and then some of the measures. One thing. Okay, data warehousing. The data warehousing based on a multi-dimensional data model, which views data in the form of data cube. Here, the data cube, such as sales in the sense fact, it consists of fact tables. The fact table allows the data to be modeled and then viewed in a multiple dimensions here. Here, for example, the dimensions here is a relational table, multi-dimensional cubes. Here, for example, relational data. Here the product. The relational data consists of two dimensions only. Two-dimensional, multi-dimensional cube. Here it's having the three more than two dimensions. Here relational tables. Here product, market, time, unit. Here it's a two-dimensional data here. Here the sales product show in a table and then cube. You will represent the table data in the form of a multi-dimensional cube. Here three dimensions are there here. Here that is a table to multi-dimensional cube format here. Here the multi-dimensional model view as a cube. Here this is some information regarding the data cube. Here the lattice here, it comes to the lattice here. Here the multiple dimension, the information is there, the two-dimensional data. For example, you have a number of two-dimensional tables.
அது பாகுபாடுறோம்
Record. Here coming to the lattice here. Here n-dimensional cube. That means multiple dimension cube represented as a lattice here. For example, we have a multiple two-dimensional data represented in a three-dimensional format. For example, n-dimensional base cube is represented as a base cuboid. Here topmost zero here you represented here in this case here you represented as a base here. Base is base cuboid or 4D, that means 4D data, or and then 3D cuboid, 2D cuboid, 1D cuboid, and then 0D cuboid is called as a apex cuboid. All information, that means the zero dimensional you represented as nothing was there. That is represented as a apex. And then on the time related data, item related data, location related data, supplier related data here. It is one dimensional. Two dimensional in the sense, for example, if you take the time and item both together, two dimensional. For example, that is in the form of table. For example, time location, it is a form of table. And then time supplier, it's a form of table. That means two dimensional data is represented as a form of table here. Coming to the three dimensional data here, time, item, location. Here more than one dimension here, more than one two dimension, three dimensional data. Time, item, location, you will represent as a data cube. Here 3D data are cube. Here coming to the multiple dimension, four dimensions. Here how can you represent four dimension with the help of lattice? Here that is a 4D cuboid data. This is called here lattice data. Here schemas are there. Here the second I can explain about the different schemas. Here the most schema in the sense overall database design. Overall design of the database, we call it as a schema here. Here the stars in the data just like a schema. Here you will represent the data in the database management system in the form of different ways. For example, ER diagram, one type of way representing the data. The representation in the um, way that is a schema, star schema, snowflake schema, fact consultations schemas are there. The most popular data model for the data warehouse is a multi-dimensional data. Here in the database management system, here diagrams are there. Here different schema. The model in the data warehouse with the dimension and measures there. You have there are three types of schemas are there. Schema overall design of a database. Three types of schemas are there. Here, what are the three types of schema? One is a star schema, other one is a snowflake schema, other one is a galaxy schema or fact consultation schema. Here, galaxy or fact consultation schema is there. Here, that is a different schemas here. Here, coming to the star schema here. Here, how can you represent the star schema here? This is a way of representing the star schema here. Here, the star schema consists of different dimension table as well as a fact table here. The dimensional table, that means something I am good. It is known as a star joint schema. Here there is another name here. It is a simple style of data warehousing schema. Just like here diagram. For example, employee was in a department. It is called here star schema because the entity relationship diagram of a schema of the schema resembles the star. That just like a resembles a just like a star here. Here one time table is there, item table is there, item location, and then branch measure. These are all some measures here. Here what are the information here? Here the star query is joined between a fact table and number of dimension table here. Here fact table, what's the fact table here? Sales is a fact table here. The number of dimension table here is a time table. Time consists of time, key, day, day of week, month, and then item table, item key. That means each and every the item key in the sense a primary key. It may be a primary key, or it may be some primary key present, and then location key, and then a branch key. Here these are all different ways. And then coming to the each dimension table joined to the fact table here using primary key to foreign key join. Here what are the information here? Each dimension table, time is a dimension table, is linked with the fact table. How can you link it with the fact table here? The dimension table linked with the fact table by joining here. That is a thing. Here what is the thing? Each dimension table is joined to fact table using primary key. Here what is the primary key here? The primary key is a time key. The time key here, the time key is a primary key in a timetable. And then here fact table, that means you will take the here fact table. What is the store? It stores here the fact table always consists of all primary keys of dimension table as well as the some of the measures are there. You will it will stores the measures of the dimension table. Here measures, here the measures. Here each dimension table joined already, a typical fact table consists of keys as well as the measures. Here all keys of dimension table here in a star schema. Here how can you represent here? In a star schema, a dimension table will not have any parent table. A dimension table will not have any parent table. Each dimension table having the primary key that correspond to exactly to one of the components of composite key in a fact table. The star schema is a selfish model here. That is a subject oriented model here. It is a something about the fact table here. Here this is a star schema. The star schema, what is the advantages of star schema? Just like a star here, you have a different two types of tables are there: dimension table as well as the fact table. Here always dimension table linked with the fact table. Linked with the fact table. What are the attributes of a dimension table here? Different attribute. For example, timetable attribute here consists of time key, day of the week, month, quarters, and year. The sales table attributes are time key from the item key from the item table, branch key from the branch table, a location key from the location table here, and then units sold. And these are all measures here, different measures here. For example, average sales. What are the average sales? Dollars that is sold. That kind of measures, units are represented here. Here different unit related information existed in a this table here. Here that is a something about the, here coming to the characteristics of a star schema. What are the characteristics? Here simple structure, great query, effective, and then relative long time of a long data in the dimension table. Here these are all some of the characteristics, and then some of advantages are there. That is a fact table. Coming to the snowflake schema. Snowflakes schema. Here this is a star schema. Here you will represent the star schema. Here you will connecting the each and every dimension table to the say fact table. Here coming to the snowflake schema. Here how can you represent the snowflake schema? Here this is a representation of snowflake schema. Here in it's just like a star schema. Here you will normalize the dimensional table, not a all dimensional table. Here some of dimensional table normalized to up to 3 normal form. Here you have some doubt is there. What is the normalization? The database management system, I can explain the normalization here. That means removing the repetitions. Is there any repetition of the data? Repetition of the data, we will remove the repetition. Here for example, that's called here normalization. First normal form, first that means first normal form. First normal form in the sense that that means it will remove the multiple values for the a column. The multiple, what is if you have any multiple values, we will remove multiple values. And then second normal form comes to the second normal form. Here the second normal form here is the what is the second normal form in this case? then removing the partial dependencies. Is there any partial dependencies to the table? You may remove the partial dependency, and then transitive dependency. You can remove the transitive dependency to the table. That is a third normal form. If you have any transitive dependency in the table, that means dividing the table into multiple tables here. Here more than one table, dividing the table, that is called here snowflake. The snowflake schema in this if it comes to the star schema consists of time, branch, item, location, only three tables here. But here the item table divided into item as well as the supply table, and then location table divided into location. Here comes to the location table divided into location as a city, location and then city here. That means dividing the sum of the dimension table more than one table. That is called here snowflake schema. I am explaining clearly about the snowflake schema here. The snowflake schema is a refinement, the refinement of star schema here. Here the refinement here, the refinement of star schema, where some of the dimensional hierarchy is normalized into third normal form. Here, I explained about the third normal form. Normalization in the sense removing the any redundant data, redundant information. Here and form a set of smaller dimensional table here. That is called here snowflake schema. That means you are going to dividing the sum of the dimensional table into more than one table. Here it combines the star schemas. It keeps it keeps the some of the fact table structure as a sum. That means all fact table structure as a star schema. Here whatever means, and then in dimension it multiple levels with multiple hierarchies. Here multiple levels are there. It is a one level here, one level of hierarchy. Supplier city another level of hierarchy. Here it is a multiple level of hierarchy is there. Here from the each hierarchy of level, one level can be attached to the fact table. Here, most lowest level hierarchy attached to the facts table, and then snowflake the structure can reduce effectiveness of a browsing, and since more joins will need to execute the query here. Here, that is a snowflake schema here. Here they have a some benefits are there. Most thing here is a the refinement of his information here. The sum of the dimensional table, some of the dimensional table normalized to some dimensional table normalized to third normal form. That is a some information regarding the snowflake schema. Here this is a snowflake schema. This information is very important one. This one also. And then star case. What are the differences between a star and snowflake schema? Here the star schema consists of redundant data here. Why? Because you did not normalize the star schema. Here coming to the no snowflake schema. Some advantages here you consider here. Some advantages here you consider as a no redundancy in a snowflake schema. Saves the storage space, and then lower query complexity and easy to understand. More complex here comes to here snowflake schema, more complex queries here. Here more complex queries are there. Less number of foreign keys. Here one advantage is here less number of foreign keys and shorter execution time here. That means within small time it will execute. Here it consists of more foreign key and long query execution time. One simple query here coming here it is a one simple query analysis. Here more simple query analysis are there. Here it consists of a single dimension table. Here single dimension table here. Here it consists of more, that means it consists of less joins. Here it consists of more joins here. Here that means here star schema no joins are there. If you need you will apply some joins here, but here you are attaching the that means you are normalizing the table. That's why you require more joins here. It consists of single dimension. Here contains single dimensions. Here contains multiple dimension levels. Here the when the dimension table contains less rows. Here when the dimension table contains big. Here both dimension and fact tables are denormalized here. Here Here in this case here, dimension tables are normalized and fact tables are denormalized. That is a some information regarding the fact table and fact consultation schema or galaxy schema here. Very important one, fact consultation or galaxy schema here. Here coming to the star schema consists of one fact table. Snowflake schema consists of one fact table. But what is the difference fact and snowflake schema? Fact table not having a dimensional table, not having any normalization. Here, dimensional table snowflake schemas consist of all some of the dimensional table normalized to third order form. Here, what is a factor consultation schema or galaxy schema here? Here, it's one thing I am telling you about the galaxy schema. The galaxy schema, in the galaxy schema here, you are using more than one fact table here. Here, not a single fact table here. Here, it consists of more than one fact table here. That is a difference. The both all star schema, snowflake schema, galaxy schema have the differences are there. Here, fact consultation schema. It is a set of fact table that shares the some dimension table. Here, fact table or galaxy schema. Here, fact galaxy schema architecture contain multiple fact tables. Here, not a single fact table here. Here, previous two schemas consist of only one fact table here. One thing I am telling you, but here it consists of multiple fact table that share many dimension table here. The multiple fact table here, I am telling you the multiple fact table shared dimension table viewed as a collection of star, therefore called it as a galaxy schema or fact constellation. The fact constellation is a combination of more than one fact table and many dimensional table. More than one fact table. Here more than one fact, not one single fact table. More than, if it is a single fact table, it may be star schema or snowflake schema. If it consists of more than one fact table as well as the many dimension tables here. Many dimension table here. For example, sales table as a one fact table, shipping fact table. Another table here is a shipping fact table here. Here the same, just like a sales table consists of dimension linked with the time dimension table, branch dimension table. Here linked with the branch dimension table, and then item dimension table, and then location dimension table here. Here shipping fact table consists of linked with all information. That means item. It consists of time key, the time table, and then item table, and then shipping. Here shipping key. That means shipper is a one dimension table, extra dimension table, and then from location, from to location. That means location from the location table here, and then dollars, and then dollars cost and unit shipped. Here is a measures. These are all representation of measures. That is a the fact table. Is it clear or not? Here the galaxy schema consists of multiple fact tables. That is a the schema with um, uh, DM, DMQL, data mining query language, just like a SQL. This is a, one of the language here. You don't know about that means you will discuss. That means how can you represent the cube? There is a syntax is there. The cube represented just like a select star from EMP table. Like a here also a data mining query language here. Data mining query language here designed to support ad hoc and interactive data mining. Here cube, how can you define the cube? Define cube. Cube name, dimension list. Here they have, for example, cube sales. You represent the dimension table, define dimension. The cube in the sense sales. Sales in the sense is a fact table. It is a dimension table. You will defining the dimension table here, and then defining the star schema. So this is a syntax here. Sales star. Defining the snowflake schema. This is a syntax here. Defining the fact constellation schema. Constellation schema. This is a syntax here. There is a syntaxes are there. That means I cannot explain the practical orientation information. Here coming to the The measures here, the measures in a data warehousing. Here already you have some measures are there. If you comes to the bank consultation schema, or if you comes to the, here you have some measures are there. Average sales. Here what is these measures here in the data warehousing? How can you represent these measures here? Here measures are, you will divide it into three categories of measures are there. One is a distributive measures. Other one is a algebraic measures. Another one is a holistic measure here. Distributive measure here. Distributive measures in the sense here function to aggregate values here. That means it's applying function on all data without partition. For example, some count, minimum, maximum. Those are all some of the distributive measures here. Algebraic measures are there. What are the algebraic measures here? Average. That means you will use the distributive measure. You will use the distributive measure for identifying the some of the functions. Is, for example, average. How can you identify the average here? Sum divided by count value. Sum divided by count. For example, standard deviation. Here, there's around some measure. Holistic measure here. If there is no constant bound on a storage size needed to describe the sub aggregate. For example, median, mode, rank. These are all different measures here. Here, coming to the concept hierarchy. Here, concept hierarchy. How can I represent the concept hierarchy? Here, before knowing about the hierarchy, what is a concept here? Concept in the sense it's some data, the data representation here, for example, location representation concept here, the data information, that is coming here, concept. The concept hierarchy. Now, what is the concept hierarchy here? The concept hierarchy organize the values of attributes or dimension into gradual levels. Here different levels here. For example, the concept hierarchy, for example, location is a concept here. How can I represent the location here? India is a one, within India some of the states are there, states. Within a state here, that is an organization. For example, this is a hierarchy here. For example, concept hierarchy for the dimension location here, all related region here is a Europe region, North America region, and then country in the Europe region you have a Germany, Spain. Here North America region, Canada, Mexico. Here this is a and then cities are there. Yes, they have cities, and then in the cities some offices are there. This is a some information regarding the concept hierarchy. That means you will form the data. Here, other important one here is a OLAP operation. OLAP operations, OLTP operations, OLAP operations are there. Here we have a different typical operations are there. OLAP, online analytical processing, can be performed in data warehousing data mart using multidimensional data here. Here the OLAP operations. Here what are the OLAP operations? Roll up, drill down, slice, dice, pivot. These are all different operations here. Roll up operation here. Coming to the roll up operation. What it explains the roll up operation here? Here the roll up operation here. And roll up operation. It is what is a roll up operation here? It is used. It is called as a drill up or something, also called as a drill up here. Summarize the data by climbing up here. Climbing up, climbing up hierarchy or dimension reduction. Climbing up in the sense, for example, you have a roll up operation here is there. Here in the climbing up, for example, you have a data, city data, Hyderabad data is there, Bangalore data is there, Chennai data is there. You will combine the data as a India data. That means roll up. You will performing the roll up operation like this. You will combining here roll up. Here that is called here roll up operation, and then drill down operation here. Here, what is the drill down operation here? Summary. That means detailed. For example, it is called here roll down. It is a reverse of the roll up operation from higher level of summary to lower level of summary or detailed data here. Higher level to lower level. Here coming to the, this is called here drill down here. Drill down operation here is a drill down drill down operation here. For example, you have a here 2003 data is there, 2020 data is there, 2030 data is there. You will summarize the data monthly wise, January, February, March. Here, this is called here drill down data here. Drill down data here, that is a slice data. What is a slicing in the sense? Here, one dimension. Here you will represent the data in a one particular dimension. Here it's maybe a location data, only you will represent only location related data. That is called here drill down operation. Location related data. Or here, what is the slice data here? Mm, are selected just like a defined as a project are project and select, perform a selection on dimension of given cube resulting in a subcube. Here reduces the, that means a selection on one dimension location or one dimension item, one dimension, reduce the dimensionality of cubes is set off one or more dimension to specific values here. That is called here slice data. And then dice here more than one dimension here, one or more dimension. That means you are selecting the data more than one dimension. Here what is pure data here? The pure data here, it's called here, how can you represent the pure data here? Rotation rotates the data axis to view the data from a different perspective, rotates the data here. That is called here not only this number of operations here, drill across, drill through, and drill cross. These are all some of the operations are there. Starnet query model, that means it's not useful for you. Here you are representing the data in a location. That means already representation dimension is there. In the dimension here, time related data, location related data, customer related data, item related information is there. That is represented in a modeling the business queries in a StarNet model. This is a one of the StarNet model here. And then some kind of information, data warehousing architecture, very important one. Data warehousing architecture here, how can you represent the data warehousing architecture? What are the data warehousing information is there? This is a architecture of data warehousing here. This is a very important concept here, a data warehousing architecture. Here in the data warehousing architecture divided into different models here. It is a data, and then bottom type, and then here here bottom type, top type. Here different types are there here in the data warehousing architecture. Architecture consists of different more types. One is a bottom type. The bottom type consists of data warehouse server. The data warehouse server here, the data warehouse server here, you will form the data warehouse, you will having the data warehouse, and then some of the monitoring tools, administrative tools, meta administrative tools, and then meta repository. The meta data repository is there, and then some of the data marts. That means represented in a part of a data warehouse, you call it as a data mart. Here middle tier, here middle tier you are represented as a OLAP server here, multiple dimension of data. It's the OLAP server, multiple dimension of data. Here this OLAP data here represented as a here front end tools here. The top tier you are represented as front end tool. What is the front end tool here? That means you are taking the reports here. The report we call it as a front end tool or analysis data. That means you will represent it as a graph, represented data mining data. This is called here OLAP representation. Here I am telling you clearly, I can explain clearly about the architecture. Here, this is a architecture. The architecture nothing but a description of elements and services of a data warehouse. Here, how can you represent the architecture here? The architecture, the description here, the description of elements and services with the detail showing how the component will fit together and how the system will go over the time is called data warehousing architecture. Just like a simple information, architecture is a description, the description of element and services of data warehousing. Here, data warehousing architecture is a structure which consists of already explained the components here: top tier, middle tier, bottom tier. Here, that is called here the steps for this one architecture. The steps of design of the construction of data warehouse architecture: three-tier architecture, data warehousing backend tool and utilities, meta repository type of OLAP server. Here, this is a some information here. Different views are there. Here, coming to the implementation of data warehousing, how can you represent your data warehousing? And then three-tier architecture, very important. Bottom tier. Here, what is a bottom tier? Already explained the bottom tier. The bottom tier is a data warehouse database server, which is almost always relational database system. Here, which is almost relational database system. It is called here bottom type here. It is consists of bottom type. Here, coming to the backend, backend and utilities are used to feed feed data into the bottom type. Here, backend utilities, bottom type from the operational or other external sources here. Here, coming to that means you are retrieving the data. You are retrieving the data from the operational databases or external sources into the backend type. You are retrieving. How can you retrieve the data here? Here backend utilities are there. Extract ETL tools, extract, clean, transform, load, and express here. You are retrieving the data into data warehouse from the data operational databases and then external sources here. Here, coming to the middle tier here, what is the work of middle tier in this case here? Middle tier is a OLAP server. Here, coming to this middle tier here is a OLAP server here. OLAP, that is implemented using either relational OLAP or multi-dimensional OLAP, MOLAP. Top tier, coming to the top one. Here, what is the top one here? The top one is represented as a front end tools. Here, this top tier represented as front end. The front end tool consists of query or reports and then analysis information. Here you are having the data. That means you will integrate the data into the data warehousing. From the integration, you will represent the data in a multiple dimension. From the multiple dimensional data to reports, you will generating the reports here. Here, what is the top tier here? Top tier is a front end client layer which consists of query and reporting tool and analysis tool and then data migration, data mining tools here. Here, that is a enterprise information. That is a enterprise information, and then there are three data warehouse model. That means model in the sense enterprise data model. That means previously I explained that information. Enterprise data model where enterprise data warehouse collection of all information about the subjects spanning in the entire organization. And then data mart here, subset, that means it's a limited dimensions are there. Subset of corporate wide data that is of value to specific group of users. And then virtual warehouse, a set of views over the operational databases. That is a some information here. This is a the data warehouse development and then recommended approach here. This is a some person proposed this kind of approach here. That is a data model. Here some of the backend utilities are there. The backend utility, where you identify the backend utilities here. Here in the data warehousing, you identify the backend utilities: extract, clean, transform, load, and then refresh here. Here, how can you represent backend entry? Extraction? Extraction in the sense here retrieve the data. Here, get the data from the multiple heterogeneous and external sources. Here, data cleaning process here. Here, data cleaning process in the detecting errors in the data and rectify them. when possible. Here data cleaning process is a one unit. I think maybe data cleaning. Here in the data cleaning process, here is we have some binning techniques are there. With the help of binning technique, detecting the noise, and then some missing data, missing data information, how can you represent? That is a data cleaning process here. And then data transformation. Here one of the important data transformation, converting the legacy data into understandable format of data. Converting the data into understandable format of, that is a data transformation. And then data load the data, loading in the sense sort, summarize, and then compute, view, and sec, refresh the data. Here this is a some of the backend utilities here, backend tools. Here the metadata repository, here identify the metadata repository. Here this is a metadata repository. What is a metadata repository? In the data warehousing, the metadata in the sense data about data, it stores the some of the metadata in the sense data about metadata, metadata about data. Here metadata is the data defining. That means metadata repository in the sense that your repository always consists of definitions here, description of structure of the data warehousing. Here the some of the definitions of the data warehousing. Here it's a consist of that kind of information. Is schema related description, dimension related description, hierarchy related description, and then that is called here metadata. Here and then operational metadata is a data line is some information. That means you are using some algorithms. You are using some algorithm for summarization and mapping from operation environment to data warehousing. Here OLAP server architecture. Already you have some idea about the OLAP. OLAP server architecture. Here OLAP server. That means middle tier here. The middle tier related information is called as a OLAP architecture. Here OLAP architecture, OLAP servers are there in the middle tier. ROLAP. ROLAP is a relational online analytical processing. MOLAP, multi-dimensional online analytical processing. HOLAP, hybrid online analytical processing. That is a some information about the MOL or MOLAP. What is the MOLAP? What is the ROLAP? What is the hybrid OLAP? Here ROLAP. Here what is an ROLAP? ROLAP is a special schema designed or star and snowflake schema. Here you are designing this kind of server only specially designed for the particular schema, star and snowflake schema. And then special indexes are bitmap, bitmap indexes, multi-table join are there. That is a some information regarding the LROLAP. Here and MOLAP, array-based storage structure. It consists of array-based storage structure, and then direct access. Direct access to the array data structure, fast indexing to pre-computed summarized data. This is a multi-dimensional OLAP. Yeah, this is for the Galaxy schema here. And then other one is hybrid OLAP. Both combining both ROLAP, and then sometimes there is a requirement is there. Some cases MOLAP. Both ROLAP, MOLAP. Store detailed data in ROLAP sometimes, and store aggregated data in MOLAP. Here multi, that means MOLAP. MOLAP, that means sometimes you use both tools. That is called here OLAP and then MOLAP. For example, these are all some examples. And then products are tools are there. Oracle ATI. Here this is a something about the data warehousing. Okay. Next session you will discuss about the data mining. Okay, I'm stopping here about the data warehousing.